Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth with Success Strategies. I'm the founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And today I want to talk to you about a topic that I think is pretty critical today. It's crucial that we get a grasp of this, and it's entitled, Have You Given Up or Given Your All? And what I mean is, the last few months I know have been really difficult, scary even, with the coronavirus, the COVID-19, whatever term you want to give it. It's been tough. Milk prices have been down, as much as 30%. The difficult thing is wading through this for a month or two. The good news, as I record this video today, is that prices are practically at all-time highs again, nearly as high, if not higher, than 2014, which is great news. But what my point of my discussion is today is that I hope you are regaining your focus and setting some new objectives. Some of you out there will go, "What? Are you kidding me? 4.5 years of low prices. I finally was getting some profitability. I finally was paying down my lines of credit. And then bam!" My response to that would be, yes, that's all true. But that's true whether prices are going up or down right now. And the key is, let's focus on what we can do. It's tough, but we got to move beyond that long term. And I'll tell you why. I can give you prime examples, real live examples of clients that came to me who basically had given up. And I can tell you, the outlook for that long term is not very exciting. In fact, it's rather scary. I can think of a client that was ready to give up, and this, frankly, was the first thing I needed to convince him to do, is realize that there was a way out of this and they could make it, but they would not succeed by giving up. I'll repeat, they would not be successful if they were giving up. So without turning things around and getting a more positive outlook, they were stuck. I know it's tough, especially in their case. For example, one example I can think of, the bank, basically, their banker was trying to shut them down. He was trying to help them, he said. My response to that was, that's ridiculous. You don't help anybody by forcing them to sell out at the bottom of the market. And I think that was just foolish. But there were things they needed to work on. 6 months later, after some dramatic progress had been made, they're saying, well, maybe we can see, but we'll see how the fiscal year-end financial statement looks. When it arrived, it was $1.1 million better than the prior year. Not bad for a starter, but then again, maybe it was beginner's luck, right? I say that with tongue in cheek. So what did we do to get there, to make that $1.1 million turnaround? Frankly, I'm glad you're thinking that question. I'm glad you asked. I'm just assuming that you asked. But let me tell you the 4 steps that we took. Number 1, after convincing them that they could, in fact, turn this around, we set some challenging objectives. And I want to emphasize they were challenging objectives, but they were not impossible objectives. Because if you set ones that are nearly impossible, everybody gets frustrated and we give up. So a natural thing would be to set challenging objectives. Step number 2, and some of you will think this is audacious, but I don't. I think it's the right thing to do. We shared those objectives with their bankers. Why would you do that, you may be asking? And there's multiple reasons. First of all, I think it's important to keep your lenders informed, because they're not there every day like you are, just as I'm not there at your operation every day. But they need to be kept in the loop, be kept informed of what you're trying to accomplish. I think it creates and increases the level of accountability. And we told everyone how we did versus our goal. And that's a good thing too, because you're measuring your progress. And remember, in the past I've said, if you measure it, you can understand it. You understand it, you can control it. And of course, if you can control it, as Dan Sullivan, my business coach, said, you can improve it. And I think that's exciting. Step number three was that we measured our outcomes regularly. Not every week, but every month. We knew exactly where we were. Knowing this allowed us to adjust the course and allowed us to increase the level at which this client was able to thrive. And a $1.1 million turnaround from big loss to a positive net return is exciting. I get a lot of excitement out of that. I think it's a great thing. Step number 4, as we started achieving some of these goals, some of these objectives that we had set and that we shared with the bank, we moved the bar higher. Because as you achieve better results, you got to keep your team informed, but you also got to keep them challenged. And setting higher objectives is one way to do that. People do not rise to low expectations. And so, again, you got to make those things achievable, but you got to make them challenging as well. So I've seen these 4 steps work for my clients for over 21 years. But to make them work, you need to follow them very closely. And you got to believe that you can do it throughout the process. So I'll ask the question again. Have you given up, or have you given it your all? If you can set challenging objectives, you can share those objectives with your lenders, measure your outcomes regularly, and then continually move the bar higher to set new, higher, more success-oriented objectives, you will by far be better off. I want to thank you for listening. Again, I'm John Ellsworth with Success Strategies, the founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. I hope that you found this presentation helpful, and if I can help you in any way, please let me know. You can see my website address behind me, and I just would be happy to be of service to you. Thank you very much.